Next game, Heat, Pelicans, 8 o'clock, New Orleans. The Pels are minus 1.5 at home, total at 234 and a hook. We are seeing money on the Pelicans and the under in this one. New Orleans open as the 1-point favorite, up to minus 1.5. Total open 235.5, down to 234 and a hook. Right now, Miami's plus $1.10 on the money line. If you like the Heat in this one, they've won their last 4 straight games. Top 10 in offensive field goal percentage, top 3 in shooting the 3-ball. Miami currently is in 4th place in the Eastern Conference, 18 games over 500, and just 2.5 games back of 3rd place. Miami, they rank in the top 3 in defensive rebounding, top 3 in defending the 3-ball. Jimmy Butler, 20 points a game, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. Goran Dragic, 17 points a game, 5 assists. And Bam Adebayo, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists for him. Miami, top 10 in defensive rebounding on the road, top 10 in defensive field goal percentage on the road as well. Now, New Orleans on the other side, losers of their last 3 straight. They also failed to cover the number in 4 out of their last 5. New Orleans, just 12 and 19 straight up at home, bottom 5 in home free throw percentage. They're currently in 12th place in the West, 10 games under 500. Now, a couple more things to add here about the Pelicans real quick. They rank dead last in the NBA in points allowed at home. They're also in the bottom 10 in home defensive field goal percentage. They're allowing 118 points per contest on their home court at the Smoothie King Center, Smoothie King Arena. But anyway, New Orleans 3-0 to the over in their last 3, 70% to the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, 8 out of Miami's last 9 got over the total as well. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me the Heat plus 1.5 in the over 234.5 in that game. Next matchup. Pacers, Bulls, 8 o'clock, Chicago. The Pacers are minus 4.5, total 213 and a hook. Now, we are seeing pretty good two-way action on the spread. Not a whole lot of movement there. We are seeing money on the under in this one, however. So, once again, Indiana open and remains minus 4.5. Total open 214, down to 213 and a hook. Right now, Chicago is plus $1.75 on the money line. Now, if you like the Bulls in this game, they've dropped 8 out of their last 10, and they rank dead last in the NBA in offensive rebounding. Chicago bottom 10 in scoring as well. Levine, Dunn, Cornette, Hutchison all out for tonight's action. The Bulls are 20 games under 500 and just 13 and 19 straight up at home. Now, 2 more things to add here about the Bulls. They rank in the bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage, and they're in the bottom 10 in home defensive rebounding. Now, the Pacers on the other side, winners of 6 out of their last 8. They rank the top 3 in offensive field goal percentage, 6th place in the East, 12 games over 500. And the Pacers are just a half game back for 5th place in the Eastern Conference. Now, keep in mind, Oladipo, Sampson, McDermott, Warren, and Brogdon, they're all listed as questionable, so it's iffy on who we are going to see in this contest. But regardless, Indiana very stout on defense, top 10 in points allowed on average per game. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Indiana's last 3 did get over the number. Meanwhile, Chicago, 60% to the over in their last 10. I'm going to lean Pacers minus 4.5. And the over 213.5 in that game. Next matchup. Grizzlies. Mavericks, 8:30 Dallas. The Mavs are laying 7.5 at home, total 226 and a hook. We did see money on Dallas and the under in this one. The Mavs open as the 8-point favorite, down to minus 7.5. Total open 228.5, down to 226 and a hook. And right now the Grizzlies are plus 275 on the money line. Now, if you like Memphis in this game here, they've won their last 3 straight, 3-0 against the spread in those trio of ball games. Memphis top 10 in offensive rebounding, top 10 in offensive field goal percentage. They're currently the 8th seed in the Western Conference, 3.5 games ahead of Portland for that 8th spot. They rank in the top 10 in defensive field goal percentage, top 10 in road scoring. John Morant, 18, 4, and 7. Dylan Brooks, 16 points a game, 3 rebounds. The Mavs on the other side, failing to cover in 3 out of their last 4. They're also just 12 and 19 against the spread on their home court. Barea, Finney-Smith, and Luka Doncic, they were all listed as questionable for tonight's action. Nadal, 60% to the over in their last 10, 19 and 12 to the over on their home court. I'm going to lean toward another underdog. Give me Memphis plus 7.5 in the over 226 and a hook. Next game, Portland versus Phoenix. 9 o'clock Talking Stick Resort. Portland's laying 3 points on the road, total 232.5. We're seeing money on Portland and the under in this one. The Blazers open 1.5 all the way up to minus 3. Total opened 233.5, down to 232 and a hook. Right now, the Suns are plus 150 on the money line. Johnson is out. Ayton is doubtful. Oubre out indefinitely. Bad news for the Suns. They've lost their last 4 straight, 20% against the spread in their last 10. Phoenix ranks in the bottom 10 in offensive rebounding, bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage. The Suns are currently in 13th place in the West, and they are 14 games under 500 right now. Now, out of their 33 home games this year, they've been victorious in just 11 of them. They rank in the bottom 10 in home offensive rebounding, bottom 10 in points allowed on their home court as well. Blazers on the other side, winners of their last 2 straight, 3-1 against the number in their last 4. They rank in the top 10 in scoring on average per game, top 5 in shooting the 3 ball. They are 9-1 straight up in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with the Suns. And offensively, they are averaging 114 points per game. Damian Lillard, 29, 4, and 8. C.J. McCollum, 23, 4, and 4. Hassan Whiteside, 16 points a game, 14 rebounds for him. Portland ranks in the top 10 in defensive field goal percentage. They're also 60% to the over in their last 5. The Suns 3-2 to the over in their last 5 themselves. I'm going to lean Portland -3 and the over 232.5 in that contest. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Bucks, Lakers, 10:30 Los Angeles. We have ourselves a good old-fashioned pick'em contest in this one, total at 228. Now, we are seeing money on the Bucks and the over in this one. And as a matter of fact, it's been a 1.5-point fade of the Lakers and a 2-point move upward on the total. So once again, the Lakers open -1.5 down to a pick'em contest. Total open 226 up to 228. Lakers, they rank in the bottom 3 in free throw percentage, 18th in shooting the 3 ball at home. They did fail to cover the number in their original matchup here with the Bucks this year. Now Milwaukee on the other side, first in scoring, first in offensive rebounding, best record in the NBA at 53-9. They've also been victorious in 7 out of their last 8, and they are 60% against the spread in their last 10. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 30, 14, and 6. Chris Middleton, 21, 6, and 4. Eric Bledsoe, 15, 5, and 5. Milwaukee, 25 and 6 on the road, top 3 in points allowed, top 3 in defensive field goal percentage. The Bucks are 5-0 to the under, 5-0 to the under in their last 5. Meanwhile, the Lakers 3-2 to the under in their last 5 themselves. I'm going to lean Milwaukee, winning this one outright, and the under 228 in that contest. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.